Welcome back, y'all. For what week is this of King Street Kids? Is it
Fourth. I think it's the fourth week.
so? Get some more questions for King Street Kids. How are y'all doing with the questions so far?
They're good questions. I wish we had more. I know there are questions out there.
Yeah, any more burning questions, we'll take them. So our first question is, how did God make the world? I don't know how in depth they're looking, but the question is, how did God make the world?
Magic.
All right. Answer.
Like
All right.
modern magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like God magic. Okay. Pastor, what do you think?
I mean, we have the order that things happened in. We have that it took 6 days and there was a day of rest. But I think maybe this person who's questioning wants to know, like, well, how exactly did God make there be light? Like, we have what's in the Bible. We know that it happened. But, like, how God made that happen, we're not too sure. We just know that it happened.
We know that it happened because of faith and because of the stories that we have in Genesis. But I think the more important takeaway is not how God made everything, but that God made everything, and that God created, and God still creates today. And God created everything because God loves us and wants to be in a relationship, be our friend. I think that's the more important thing.
Yeah, and I think along those lines, I think when we look at the order in which things were made, I think it's also important to note that when God created humanity, humanity was given like responsibility to care for God's creation. I think that's often overlooked, but I think there's some significance in God giving humanity that charge of taking dominion over creation, but doing it in a way where we're caring for it in a way I think of our impact on the environment.
That's a big job, Daniel. That's a very big job.
It's a good point, too. Good. It's a good question.
Good. Awesome. So, this one is, think right after the sermon, like after you finish preaching, Pastor Eric, and you, like during a normal service, you would go down the stairs from the pulpit. That little room that you like beeline for during that
little room.
That little room off to the side that you just like we both kind of disappear into.
We do.
What's that room and what happens? Oh, Rafiki.
Oh, look at it. Yes, look at that. There's Rafiki.
Yeah. Okay, but focus. Anyway.
So there's a special name for that room, and it's called a sacristy. And the sacristy serves several purposes. Sometimes I like to think of it as like a special sacred kitchen, like the kitchen where our altar guild, which are some parishioners who don't get a lot of credit for a lot of the work that they do, they prepare the communion each week, and that's where we also keep things. We don't just prepare things in there, we keep things in there, like we keep candles, and we keep the vessels for communion, and we keep our vestments, our clothes, our churchy clothes that we wear, the poncho called the chasuble. What else do we keep back there? We keep the alcohol, which cleanses our hands, and the lavabo, and all of the serving pieces on the table.
Oh yeah, so it's just this like ongoing burning question, and I brought this because I want to put it to rest.
Okay.
Flip-flops versus slides. Is there a difference? I say no. I think they're all the same. If they go on your foot and they flop, it's a flip-flop. Like so what is a slide? I can slide my shoes on. Does that make them a slide? I don't know. These are the questions I need to know. So I come to the pastors for advice.
We cover a broad range of topics. Personally, I don't really get caught up in the debate. I just know that Chacos are the best, and the bigger debate is whether you wear a toe strap on your Chaco or not.
Well, it's obviously the toe strap, but anyways, Eric, what are your thoughts?
So I have nothing for you here. These are my shoes today. I wear loafers. I don't wear those shoes. So I have nothing for you here. Sorry.
Right. Well, that was another good round of King Street Kids Q&A. So thanks for stopping by, guys. And yeah.
Hey, remind us where they should send the questions.
Yes. So burning questions of all shapes and sizes should be sent to Daniel's email, and that's youth@smlccharleston.org, and we will keep a hold of them and bring them up in our next Q&A session. So if you have questions, big questions about God, questions around worship, silly questions that you just want to know what we think, you can send them our way. So, all right.
Thank you.
Till next time.